Morning Barbados, every opportunity we have to talk with people who are of interest to other people everywhere, we seize it. In fact, recently you heard from some of our friends in Africa, and today we have the opportunity of finding out about our friends in the Bahamas. In fact, it's a special pleasure to have Mr. Spence Finlayson with us. He is a master motivational speaker. Good to have you with us on Morning Barbados.
Thank you. Good morning. Thank you.
Well, you have to take me back because your history is very interesting. Not only is your name, I understand, connected to the Scottish.
Yes.
You also started your career by simply being involved in the hospitality industry and then
That's
moving
correct.
into sales. So
Yes.
tell me about Spence.
Yes, thank you very much. Well, I started off as a front desk clerk in the hospitality industry 2 months after graduation from high school.
Wow.
Someone came and looked for me, and the assistant manager of the hotel, he says, "We need you." I started off as a front desk clerk. This is a prestigious hotel in Nassau called the Life of Key Club, which is the home of a lot of rich and famous people. As a matter of fact, William Paley, the founder of CBS, had a home at Life of Key. Oprah has a home there, Diana Ross, and the list
Very
goes on.
nice.
All of the Greek shipping tycoons, they have homes at this place where I worked. The Kennedys, of course. So I worked in the hospitality industry for a number of years, starting at Life of Key and ending at Paradise Island as an assistant manager for Resorts International, which eventually became the Atlantis Resort, which Saul Kersner from South Africa came and started that whole big thing. But I left there to join the phone company, Bahamas Telecommunications Company, as a sales representative with the Yellow Pages.
How do you make that transition?
It was a serious transition. As a matter of fact, I never saw myself working for the phone company when I was in the hospitality industry. But I made the transition. It turned out to be one of the best jobs that I ever had. I like people, I like dealing with people, and it turned out that I like selling, and I was good at it. And actually, I got into the career of motivational speaking. I don't like to say accident because I think everything is divinely ordained by God.
Absolutely.
And coincidence is God's way of staying anonymous. While working for Batelco in South Florida, I met some people who thought I had some ability to be a sales trainer, to train salespeople. So I went with them to Dallas, Texas, and I trained with them. But while doing a presentation, a group presentation, they said, "Hey, you sound like a motivational speaker. You're good at that." And at the time, I really was not familiar with motivational speakers. And I continued to speak with them, took the program back to the Bahamas, did one thing, and as they say, the rest is history,
Yeah.
became the motivational speaker.
I think I see how the marriage works out there, though, with the sales and the motivational speaking, because that was exactly my thought, that puts you in the right place to be able to talk to people, because essentially if you are selling something to someone, you
Talk to a
have
whole lot
to
of
be
people.
able to
Yes.
tell them its benefits. You
That's
have to
right.
be able to show them the direction, and that is what you do today so passionately. Dare to be Great.
Yes.
Now that's skipping past a number of things, but that's your current TV show.
That's
Tell
my-
me about what preceded that.
The television show, Dare to be Great, I had one before, a number of years ago when I first got into the business as a motivational speaker. It was so new to the country and to a lot of people. As a matter of fact, people would ask me, "A motivational speaker, a motivator, what do you do? What do you do?
Is that a job?
Is that a job, really? People, do you get paid for that?" People still ask that. But so I decided I rented a TV station in hopes of doing a 5-minute radio program on motivational tips in the mornings.
Yes.
The program director at the time, the sales manager actually, Pat Walks, I'm grateful to him to this day, he says, "You don't want to do radio, my brother, you want to do television."
So that's ZNS
That's
TV
ZNS
13.
TV 13 in Nassau, Bahamas. I took him up on the offer and I did my first 13-week series of the Possible Dream television show.
Very nice.
That went on so well that it ran for another year. But I only wanted to do that program to introduce myself to the public as a motivational speaker. Many people thought I worked for the television station. They wanted to know, how come you're off? Why did they take you off? How come you're not working with the station anymore?
Yeah.
Right? And I didn't do that. So for a number of years, I traveled around the Caribbean as a motivational speaker. St. Croix, St. Vincent, St. Kitts, St. Lucia, Turks and Caicos. I moved to the Cayman Islands in 1993, where I set up operations as a motivational speaker, and I had radio programs there in Cayman and so forth. And just coming up to Dare to be Great now, I said, I need to get back on television. So it was a God-ordained program. The whole name came to me from God. That's my belief. The whole concept, I just put everything together, approached the television station, and it was approved in seconds. They loved it. They loved the idea, and I was off and running.
What is the joy that this brings to you? Because again, you said you love people, you love talking with people, and now the world is pretty much your platform through this TV show, Dare to Be Great.
Yes.
So tell me about the exchanges and the joys that it brings to you, being able to inspire somebody to really try and realize their dream.
I just love that. I think that I've been gifted as an encourager. You know, if you go back to the Bible, there was Barnabas who was called the encourager. I think I have that gift of just encouraging people. I get tremendous gratitude and great feelings when I know I've encouraged somebody to follow their dream or to do something that they wanted to do. I've encouraged people who wanted to get into this business. I've assisted them. I suggested to some people they write a newspaper column. They've done that, and now they're doing their thing all over. It's just a tremendous feeling that I get back because, see, I'm living my purpose today. I was put here on this earth to do what I'm doing. And there's nothing like living your purpose.
Absolutely.
My purpose is to inspire people, to motivate them to be great than they think they are. You see, because we all have this greatness within us, you know. It's just a matter of finding the greatness and developing
Letting it out.
We all have the greatness.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a funny story. In high school, in school throughout, I was painfully shy. I would know the answers, but I'd be afraid to put my hand up. And one of my teachers back in high school saw me when I first started as a motivational speaker, and he says, my God, God is amazing. Here is Spence Finlayson, who never said anything, a great athlete. He performed on the field, but in school he never said anything, knew the answers, and here he is now talking to people all over the world.
Absolutely.
But it's only God.
I think so.
I give it to God.
But it's interesting. You mentioned God a lot, and I believe personally that, you know, you really have to be led if you want things to go well for you in the world. Whatever you do, that's what I've been raised to believe. Put God first.
Yes.
But you don't call yourself Pastor Spence Finlayson.
No, I
Is
don't.
that a part of your calling?
I am thinking so. I am thinking so. What is so funny is I'm an Anglican, and the majority of Anglican priests come here to Barbados at Codrington College to study. In church, there's a lady who always say, you're going to Barbados to be a priest. And just recently at church, I said, you know what? I'm going to Barbados. This trip, I was coming here for the Barbados Hotel and Tourism Association as their keynote speaker for the luncheon. She says, you're going there and you're going to go back to Barbados to go to Codrington College.
Wow.
This is what she's saying.
Look at that.
I guess there's a call on my life. I owe all what I have today to my mother and to my God. And God for me means good, orderly direction in my life. I don't take what I have for granted. I don't take it lightly. I have to do what I do for the honor and glory of God. And I'm grateful, you know. I sat back in the Bahamas and I watched you for a long time, and I didn't know I would get a chance to meet you. In your earlier programs, and then you come on in the late night news in the Bahamas. I think it's 11:30 you come on. After our local news, the program comes on. And here I am sitting in Barbados with you.
Isn't that interesting? Well, we are happy to know that as well. I mean, this has been a short discussion, but I really hope that the talk has helped to inspire someone. And as you mentioned that being in the classroom as you were growing up and being afraid to put your hand out, I'm thinking it should tell us as well not to be afraid to be wrong or
That's right. Exactly.
You may be right.
Exactly. Exactly. You may be right. Exactly. And you know, a lot of people suffer from fear, and I always say fear simply means false education appearing real. And fear stops a lot of people. Fear paralyzes people. The fear of failure, the fear of rejection, the fear of looking stupid. All right? But I know today that our lives have been ordained by God, and our steps are ordered in the direction that we should go.
Yes. I have to ask you, are we going to get a chance to see Dare to Be Great, the TV show in Barbados anytime?
Yes, we're working on that right now. We're working on that right now, and I'm looking forward to having Dare to Be Great in Barbados. Actually, with outstanding and celebrated personalities from Barbados on the program.
Say no more. I look forward to seeing it. We will hope that things will work out. But Dare to be Great, you've been hearing from Spence Finlayson, and the name Finlayson, that's the Scottish connection there. But certainly he is all Bahamian, but truly a Caribbean man, and a man who's looking to share his message of inspiration with the